Yes, we're back in CK3, and the Roman Empire is pretty much done. I mean, there's still the HRE and the Byzantine to take down, but at this point, it's basically just the Byzantine. I don't think we'll struggle too much with absorbing the last bits of the Holy Roman Empire, do you? The Byzantine, however, they're going to be more trouble. We've beaten them a couple of times, we have carved up some of their territory, but they're still pretty powerful. I think we can take them, though. We've taken everyone else so far. Emperor Finn is getting old and not long for this world, and his heir is 8. That could be a future issue. I hope not, but you never know. I made her Queen of Parva Roma for now, giving her a power base before she becomes the Empress. Maybe that'll help, I don't know. In the meanwhile, Emperor Finn may as well spend the rest of his life conquering, since he's quite good at that. Of course, he's old and nearly dead, so the best thing to do is a nice easy war, right? Or, hear me out, we could just invade the Byzantine Empire. Was that a smart decision? Nope. But I didn't realise that till late, so I immediately rushed the capital to do it quickly, because that was smart. Well, you know, I hope that anyway. Doesn't work, and then during the war, Emperor Finn dies. That's less than ideal. Emperor Finn has to die sooner or later. He's old and this is to be expected, but not yet. We're not having a 9-year-old inherit the throne of the great empire while at war with another great empire. So we reload. A smaller war is a logical step, and frankly I screwed up by starting a massive war, so let's not do that again. I was tempted to go after the HRE, but they're also not small. I know they're not what they were, but they're also not a pushover I can beat in 5 minutes. Or 5 seconds even. Know what is a small pushover state? The Canary Islands. I don't think the Romans actually owned them, but screw it. I've been there, I like them, I want them. I almost feel bad sending 200,000 men against 1,000. But there would be no conquest without bloodshed. They somehow managed to muster another 6,000, but honestly, they might as well just given up as soon as I declared. You know the downside of having such a massive empire? You already swallowed up nearly all the tiny kingdoms. Plus Finn is doing that annoying thing of not dying, so I need to find something to do with the time. We end up going after a small Norse kingdom for the sake of it, I guess. It gives us some more power, even though we don't really need it at this point. At this point, I decided to start it. Let's invade the HRE, and I start making preparations to do exactly that, and while making those preparations, it finally happens. Emperor Finn is dead at the age of 79 after apparently being on death's door for about 3 or 4 years. Empress Judita takes the throne at the age of only 13. Still better than being 9, though. A diplomatic giant, literally and figuratively, she could be a very good empress. I guess we'll find out. Firstly, she gets a spouse quickly, a Prince of Castile. Then we begin our usual, hey, we've just become an emperor thing, you know, sorting out roles and so on. Until we realise there's a plot against us. A plot far too powerful for us to beat back. Oh dear. It's bribery time. Figure as time goes on, the plot gets worse. We bribe people, but more appear. We have over 15 dukes and monarchs that want to break up the empire. They really do not like this teenage empress, do they? And they don't really have any points in the diplomatic tree, and bribes are not worth that much because the monarch's not currently an adult. We have to bribe with titles. It does eventually work though, hallelujah. With that done, it's time for Empress Judita to actually start, well, being an empress. And one of the typical family traditions is she must continue the goal of reuniting the old Roman Empire. And as it always had, the Holy Roman Empire stand in the way. As we have a claim on Germany, it's very easy to take most of it in a single war. So that's what we're doing. The war is very easy. Take the capital, fight one battle, and there we are. We have most of what was left of the Holy Roman Empire. The HRE does still technically exist now, but at this point it's something of formality. It's just 4 little chunks of land now. Side note, I also learned I can legally vote for the successor of the Holy Roman Empire, despite not being a part of it, and in fact being its enemy. That's weird. It doesn't matter. We'll destroy them later. Now though, Byzantines. Last time I failed, but I'm always up for round 2. This conquest was really difficult. Well, it wasn't hugely challenging. It was slow. It took a while. We did eventually get it though, and that win, I mean, it gave us nothing massive, but it was a victory over our last major threat. That makes it a great victory. She had an heir during the war, and Prince Finn means that we have a successor in case we need it. Anyway, let's continue our conquest, and that means we're going to do something we've wanted since the very start of the first episode. We're going to war against the Papal States. The Pope controls the last few bits of Italy not in the Roman Empire, and that's just unacceptable. We've always wanted to take him on, but the thing is being the Pope, he can call all the papal allies to his side. We needed to get rid of all of his massive allies, which we have. Defeating their armies was easy, and with the conquest of the city, we have them. The Pope technically still controls them, but is now our vassal. With her out of the way, yes, her, we move on to the HRE, which has fragmented into a bunch of small states. The rest of which we actually end up absorbing without even trying. But this first one, we've got to do, and that was surprisingly easy. The next invasion was quite unfair because the whole empire was against one county, but turned out this was the last little Italian chunk I needed, which was in the HRE, and it's ours. We can almost reunite the Italian peoples, which is quite cool, once we've taken them all the Byzantine Empire. There's also the annoying Dalmatia, but we can handle them, and with a quick war we took a little bit more of their land. Our empire grows. Now, the war against the Byzantines to take a sizable chunk of land. I had to reload. I don't even know why. It just, I could not win, but there didn't seem to be a good reason for it. Wasn't going to give up trying to take it down though. Once more, we're not exactly going to be able to take a ton of stuff, we do what we can. We rush the capital, that's half the war done, rush the army, and yeah, we're done. I didn't realise quite how much land we took. That's a lot. Next up is a tiny kingdom, and that's Georgia. Well, actually, Georgia is massive. Most of its territory is in Asia, and we don't need Asia. We just need the territory that used to be part of the Byzantine Empire. Giuditta keeps popping out kids as we do this war, but, you know, that's always a good thing. And the war was meant to be challenging, but ended up being easy. It wasn't too much of a win, but hey, another duchy is always good. Went to war against Armenia, but we don't need to talk about that. We do try again, though. We don't need most of Armenia's territory, but they are one of the only big threats outside of our land, so we need to try and, well, weaken them. But it didn't work, so I had to reload. This is becoming a common theme. Oh, also, I reloaded, and Empress Giuditta has been sleeping with a man who isn't her husband, and she's pregnant with his child. Oh dear. Okay, never mind. Wartime. This is going to be the last war of the episode in this one. Oh, it could have gone so badly. I was going to take the rest of the Israeli territory and Cyprus, but very quickly went into bankruptcy. I was $4,000 in debt before I even finished taking Cyprus. Then we went to the mainland, got thousands more in debt. This is the kind of stuff that sinks empires. Unsurprisingly, there is a plot against me that happens, but we're stubborn, we keep to the war, and we do eventually win. Don't win a lot, but we do win. But with nearly $10,000 worth of debt and plan to destroy the empire, it's a problem. I have no money to bribe them with, obviously, but I can throw the new titles I just got at them, and it works, along with borrowing some money from the Pope and a Holy Order. By the end, we paid most of the debt off, and the rest will be gone shortly, so that works. And here we are. We have our second empress ever, Empress Giuditta. The papal states are gone. The Holy Roman Empire is finished, and we've begun carving up the Byzantine Empire. Slowly. I did wonder if we'd finish it this time, and while we haven't done that, I dare say we've done something pretty awesome. Next time, we keep smashing the Byzantines.